Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Brown Boy Cuisine. Today we're going to be making pulled pork sandwiches using our jerk sauce.
Alrighty. For all the mothers out there, happy belated Mother's Day. Hope you had a grand one. And for the dads, this is something that you can do next time around for a brunch. Here we have a 3.5 pound pork shoulder that is boneless, ideal for roasting and making our pulled pork. So in order for us to get this bad boy going, we're gonna start out by making our spice mix or seasoning mix. So we're gonna use about a tablespoon of salt, about a tablespoon and a half of garlic powder, and some fresh garlic, cracked black pepper.
I see this is really big. So about how many people can it feed?
You can make about 8 to 10 small sandwiches for some people here in the US, or for Jamaicans, probably about 3 Jamaicans will go through this in no time. Right?
And whatever meat from the pig can you use if you don't have pork shoulder?
You want to use parts of the meat that is high in fat and meat, lean combination. That way, when it's cooking, it will remain moist and it will facilitate the spices and the flavor going into the meat. Okay? So now, while we're here, we're going to marinate our bad boy. So we'll just sprinkle it on the top. You want to make sure that you take your meat out ahead of time and leave it at room temperature for about an hour. So that way that the meat, the outer side of the meat is dry. You don't want it wet, because if it's wet, once it goes into the oven, all of that's just gonna run away into your pan.
How long does it take to cook?
The one that we did today went for about 5 hours, but it take about 4 hours for a boneless piece of meat to get done. And yeah, you can, as you see there, season it generously. We're not afraid of it. It might sound like a lot of salt, but it isn't for the amount of meat that we have here. So yeah, go ahead.
So what temperature do you cook it at, since it's so big?
Yeah.
But you have to cook it for so long too.
Yeah, well, you want to cook low and slow. That's the way to go. You know, that way all the meat will get the flavor, all this flavor will get in there and make it all nice and gooey. What tends to happen is that the meat is going to slowly heat up and the flavors are going to infuse and it's not going to get tough. Okay? But when you take it out of the oven, it's going to have a nice, sexy golden brown crust color on the top, and you can get a little bit of cracklings. That's what I was going for when I went for 5 hours. And that way, when you bite into your sandwich, you get in a little bit, you get in the meat, you get in firmness, you get the meat that just kind of melts in your mouth, but then you also get in a little give from the crust. So we're going to put this in the oven and get this bad boy going for a couple hours. Of course, through the fanciness of technology, or the lack thereof, I made some earlier, and this is what it looks like. Once the meat is roasted, you want to take it out of the pan that it was done in and transfer it to another container. So, because it's going to weep off a lot of fat. Yeah. So what I did was I added about actually a bottle of our jerk sauce to it, and as you can tell, you see it doing its thing there. You get a little bit, you have the crunchy part where the skin was, and a little bit of fat, and then you have the meat there that is all nicely coated. Granted, not all, I can't get out all of the fat, so you're going to have a little bit there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's flavor.
There you go. There you go. So we're going to be putting them on our brioche buns. You can toast them if you want. You brush a little butter on there, put this bad boy in the oven and crisp it up while your oven is going. Or you can just go straight with them untoasted. So once they're done, this is real easy, as I said before. You just put a little bit on there. Some people like to put pickle on their sandwich. I'm not a pickle guy when I'm having Jamaican. I want just a true natural flavor that comes through there. All right?
Okay. These look really good.
Yeah.
You can see all the pieces though. That's
Yeah,
really
you
good.
see, like you get the different textures coming through on it. All right, and if you want to add more sauce at the end of this, it's up to you. But you don't really need any. Like we say, this is a little bit of Jamaica coming through. Yeah. All right. You know.
Ready to try?
Yep. All right. Nice. I know, it's good, huh? The sauce is not spicy, too spicy at all. You get a little bit of kick to it, but you get that umami feeling, you know, like reggae music taking off in your mouth. The pepper habanero, or Scotch bonnet as we use in our case, kind of comes through. We actually use a blend of Scotch bonnet and habanero for the sauce. Little bit of ginger, the garlic melts well with it, and your mouth starts to salivate. So, yeah, that's it. Quick, easy meal, take a couple hours, but little attention needs to be paid to it, and you look like a rock star, especially if you're having friends over after quarantine is over, or self-isolation. But thank you for joining us, guys.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
See you next time.
Yeah, Mom.